Y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy Ramaj Rock, aka the Taurus Rapper. And yo, I tore my Achilles, gang. I tore my Achilles, gang. Oh, I super popped that mug. Yo, so this is the 1 week update. I waited for a week. It seemed like it's the longest week ever. But I'm here to give y'all weekly updates on Achilles injuries or my Achilles injury. And just for people that discover this video that want to watch a video and see how I'm dealing with my injury, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, diet, all that jazz. And yeah, I'm just sharing my experience with y'all. And yeah, I'm gonna get straight into it, man. I'm no doctor, so none of this is medical advice. Yo, so 1 week ago, literally around this time, we went to the basketball court. Me and my guy, MRG, we went to the basketball court. And what was crazy is I wasn't even trying to hoop. I had just got done shooting content. And I seen him wearing his basketball shoes because I thought we were just going to go to the park, go walk around. It was a good day in New York. And I seen him wearing his basketball shoes. And I was like, oh, we hooping today? And he was just like, yeah, we might hoop. There might be some people at the park. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me go put my shoes on. Now, I'm going to get into the shoes that I wore because MRG think it's a pivotal part of the story, which I don't think so. But we get to the court, we hooping, and straight to the injury. It was game point. We had came back, blah, 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 blah. It's a whole story, but came back, tied up, straight up. Not winning by two, straight up. And I got the ball, and as soon as I made a move to the right, I felt a pop, but it wasn't like a pop, like pop. It was like boom. It was like some sort of small explosion, bro. It was like boom. And I hit the ground, and just like, well, I'm gonna give you my first thought. I thought somebody threw a rock at me. I saw some kids throwing a football, like a couple feet away, throwing a football. So I thought they maybe threw a football at me. Because I legit felt like somebody threw a rock at me, gang. So when I hit the ground, I don't think I said this. I might have said it in my head. I might have said it out loud. I had to ask the homies that was there. But as soon as I turned around, I was like, somebody threw something at me. Or who hit me? I legit thought somebody threw a big-ass rock at me, gang. And it took me 2 seconds right after that to realize what happened. Because I was like, oh, no. I thought about watching, Kevin Durant, Kobe, different athletes that tore their Achilles. They always said that when their Achilles popped or they had an Achilles injury, they felt like somebody tapped them on the back of the heel. If you watch Kevin Durant in that playoffs, what was that, the 2019 playoffs? Not when he tore it, but when he had that first injury, you see him turn around and look at his ankle because he felt like somebody hit him on his ankle or somebody threw something from the stands at his ankle. It was the same thing. So I had that thought right after, and I was like, ain't no way, gang. Like, these one of them injuries, like, me and my girl always talk about anytime we watch basketball. I always say, like, I don't try to out-athlete nobody. I'm 33 years old now. Going to be 34 in May. I don't try to out-athlete people on the court no more. I'm more post moves and shoot threes. I was always been a good shooter. So I'm like, yo, threes. And I always be like, yo, I avoid injury by not trying to out-athlete people no more. And it's just so crazy that an Achilles injury, as soon as I was rubbing my ankle, and I was like, damn. And the homies was trying to tie my shoe because they thought I twisted it. So they was like, don't take your shoe off. You got to tie it tighter. So I was like, It's not a sprained ankle, gang. It's not a sprained ankle. They like, no, just stand up. Let's finish this game. I said, it's no way, bro. It's over. And one of the homies that was guarding me, he was like, you didn't step on no twig? I said, no. He was like, what was that popping sound? I said, that was my Achilles, gang. He heard it. I think the other guy that was hooping with us too, I think he heard it. But the dude that was guarding me definitely heard it. And he thought I stepped on like a twig or something. He thought I popped a twig. So I stood up. Ooh, it felt crazy. I don't know. It's so, I can't even, still to this day, explain, because it wasn't pain. And that's one thing I'm going to talk about later. It wasn't pain. I never felt pain. Like, this hurts. It was just so uncomfortable. It's hard to explain. But as soon as I stood up, we they took me over to the bench, and I was just sitting there like, damn. And I was like touching the Achilles on my right because I injured my Achilles on my left ankle. So I was touching the Achilles on my right ankle, and then I touched the Achilles on my left. It's like the Achilles wasn't even there. I was like, yo, this is insane. Um, so after that, my boy MRG had to go get the car. They helped me, but again, I was sitting there waiting for him to go get the car, and I wasn't in pain. I was just I was having conversations with the guys about injuries and stuff like that, and I wasn't in pain. But I noticed that when I try to stand on my tippy toe, even when sitting down, like putting force on my tippy toe to lift my foot on my left, it wasn't possible. Like I didn't have no feeling, gang. It was like it was weird to not be able to do it. So MRG came back with the car. That's when I first start feeling pain. The homies helped me to the car because I couldn't walk at all, gang. I tried to stand up when I was sitting on the bench waiting, and it was like impossible. They helped me to the car. We driving to the hospital. That's when I first started feeling pain. On a scale from 1 to 10, it was like a 4 or 5. So it didn't go over a 5, but that's when I first started feeling pain. But I think it was because how I was positioned in the car. We get to the hospital. Crazy enough, the hospital was packed. So I'm just sitting there waiting. You know how hospitals are. A lot of people were there. So I waited my turn. But I realized while I was sitting in my wheelchair, I noticed that I can like tippy toe. Like I told y'all, like before I couldn't when I was at the park, but when I got to the hospital, I was able to tippy toe. It was painful. It was really painful. Not painful. It was uncomfortable. Not painful. It was very uncomfortable, but I noticed that I could. And what I know about Achilles injuries, you shouldn't be able to do that when it's tore because it's the tendon that connects the calf muscle to the heel. So there's a lot of motions that tendon you can't do without that tendon being connected. So I noticed that I was doing that and I was like, this is interesting. So I start thinking maybe it's not torn. Maybe something else. So I went to get the x-ray because, you know, they wanted to make sure that bones weren't broken. So I got the x-ray and the ultrasound. Now, they didn't have MRI machines. I don't know what was going on, but they didn't have an MRI machine. I still haven't got an MRI. I ain't gonna hold you. But the doctor came in, the orthopedic doctor came in before they put the stent on my leg. He told me to push forward with my toes, like you know, standing on tippy toes. But he put his hand at the bottom of my foot and he told me to push. I was able to push, and he was like, "Whoa!" He was like, "Oh, whoa!" He was like, "Nah, I don't think it's fully torn if you're able to push." And he'd tell me to go backwards with my foot. Put his hand on my back of my foot, told me to go backwards. And yeah, he told me that it might not be a full tear. It could be a partial tear. So I was like, oh man, I'm relieved at this point. Fast forward, we put the stent on it, came home, set up my appointment to go back, like a follow-up, went back 2 days later. So I tore it on Monday, went back to the hospital on Wednesday. I saw another doctor, and he did the same thing. He told me to push. He told me to backwards, forward, sideways. I was able to do so. Now, it wasn't like I wasn't the most strength, but I was able to do so. But then he told me to lay on my stomach, and I guess it's called, I forgot what it's called, but you basically lay your foot off the, what's the name? Hold on, let me see if I can set the mic up. You basically, your foot hangs off the table, and this is your calf muscle right here. If you squeeze on the calf, your foot should react to it because it's the tendon. The tendon should make it go. Now, I don't know what my foot did because I didn't even know. I wasn't even paying attention. But he was like, oh, it's a full tear. So I was like, oh, my goodness. I'm thinking it's a partial tear. And he was just like, do you want to get surgery? You had two options, surgery or not surgery. I was like, I'm opting out. I don't want surgery, gang. I didn't want to do surgery. He told me all the pros and cons to surgery. If I don't do surgery, I have a 14% of a re-rupture. If I do the surgery, I have a 4%. So it's a 10% decrease if I did do the surgery. He also said, but if I do surgery, I risk the infections, surgery not done right, all that stuff. I said, no, I feel like because I can push left, right, up, down with my toe and the tendon, I was like, I don't want surgery. So I opted out for non-surgery. So they put me in a boot. I got a boot. I got a big ass boot that goes up to the knee. Well, not all the way, but to keep my leg in place. And they got my foot in the boot that's slanted like this because, the tendon, if this is let's say this is your foot right here, right? Hold on, let me see. This is your foot. Well, I'm going to say this is, I don't know how to explain it. But if your foot is like this, the tendon is together or it can, heal together. But if your foot is like straight, it's extending the tendon and you don't want that. That's why it was so hard to stand up. That's why it's so hard to do certain things when you tear the tendon because now your foot is loose because it's over with because there's nothing that's attaching the calf to the heel. But for me, I could do that. It was uncomfortable, but yeah. So I've been in this boot for a while, a week. So because this is the week update. Let me see. I got like a little written thing I want to talk about. That's the story. Man, yeah, and y'all see the crutches in the back. I've been struggling. I've been struggling. Baths. I had to take like a shower because I did get a shower boot to cover the boot so I could take showers and stuff standing up. But at first I didn't have that. So I had to take all the whole boot off to get in the tub. And that was so frustrating, gang. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. And because I'm trying to keep my foot slanted or pointed. That's the better term to use. Pointed, because I can't lift my foot up like this because it hurts or I ain't trying to re-injure myself. So I had to keep my foot pointed. I'm bathing myself, man. It was rough, bro. It was rough. But I got the shower boot now. I use that mud. That's decent. You know what I'm saying? If you got to keep this injury and you got a boot on, get the shower boot, gang. It's tough. Yeah. Now I getting better with the crutches. I be speed walking. I went to the Brooklyn Nets game last night with my cousin that's visiting from Chicago. He had a marathon. But yeah, I think one of the most important things, though, I think this is super important, and I'm in this video. I think my diet before I hurt myself played a huge part in how I feel today and how I feel when the injury happened. Because I am on I'm like keto, carnivore-ish keto. I have been eating bad, though, over the past, like, 2 months. I kind of ruined it. Because I lost 25 pounds in 2024. I was 215. I lost 25 pounds to get, like, 192, 190. But I'm on a diet where it's high protein, high fat, high protein. So I think when I injure myself, protein is important for ligaments, muscles, growth, And I think I was doing a really good, and I do vitamin C supplements, all that. Like, so right now, since I put the boot on, from a scale from 1 to 10, my pain level has been at a 1.4, no higher than a 2. But I think it's because of my diet, and I think since I got injured, I bought collagen. I've bought turmeric, black pepper. Turmeric helps with inflammation and stuff like that. Collagen helps with, repairing bones, ligaments, muscles, recovery stuff. And I'm still on a heavy protein diet right now. I'm trying to make sure I get my protein in. I just had a steak and eggs a couple hours ago. But I do think that played a huge part. So if you got an Achilles tear, listen, up your supplements, gang. I got magnesium. I had blood work before, and my magnesium, sodium, potassium, all the things that require for working out, like muscle endurance and make sure your muscles don't get too tired. All my levels was basically better than good. So again, when I injured myself, I think the healing process started quick. So even like right now, I feel good. I feel great. And it's 1 week. Other than my armpits be hurting because of the damn crutches. outside of that, drinking water. I do a lot of supplements on top of the diet that I use. Like say vitamin C, because the keto diet really don't got like things that's vitamin C heavy. So vitamin C. I do copper and zinc. I have a blood condition called thalassemia. I'm gonna put it in a description because I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a anemia. I'm anemic basically, but so I take copper and zinc supplements. Like I said, I got the turmeric and black pepper supplements, magnesium, and a lot of water. But yeah, that's my week 1 update. I feel good, y'all. I feel good. And if you wasn't on that kind of diet before you got injured, make sure you get on that diet while you're injured. Trust me. I feel great. I feel like I'm moving my ankle and my boot right now. Like I say, at today's pain, zero. I don't feel anything. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but again, you got this, gang. If you get also an Achilles cripple, you got it, because I got it. And I be stressing. I was stressing that first couple days. I was so sad because I'm like, I came to New York to, shoot content for my boy, do a bunch of different things, move around, go work out at the park, all kind of shit. Now it's just like I'm so like immobile. But you got it, man. You got it. I'm a big believer of staying optimistic. Stay optimistic. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Week 2 coming soon. And there it is. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. I'm gonna start twitching real soon. My TikTok doing decent, my Instagram doing decent. So make sure y'all follow me, man, and subscribe, like for updates on the Achilles injury. Week 2 is next week. So we're gonna see how I feel next week. I just got an MRI. I got set up an appointment because I still haven't got the MRI. I got to set up an appointment. So, I live in LA, so my insurance, doesn't cover things out here. So I have to go through whatever. But, and for those and I wish this on nobody, of course, but just in case you get an Achilles injury, go to the hospital ASAP. Do not wait, gang. Do not wait, and keep your foot pointed. Keep your foot pointed. That's going to keep at least you start the process early. Do not walk on it. Don't think you can go home. If you feel like somebody threw a rock or tapped your ankle, it was an Achilles injury. Don't tweak. All right? All right. I'm going to holler at y'all week 2 next week. We're going to see how I feel and what's going on next week. All right? Until next time.